Give it up again for your District 7 Honors Jazz Band. You heard from Zach Oliver on the trumpet. You heard from Carter Caswell on the tenor saxophone. You heard from Ian Sharp on the jazz trumpet. Hi, my name is Christopher Erg, and I feel very blessed to be here. I really enjoy working with student honors bands. It's one of my favorite things to do in the world, and this group has been exceptional. A lot of hard work put in to, in a short time, to put on this concert, as all the groups that you've heard today. That was a tune entitled Close Quarters, written by a trombonist that I went to school with named Brett Zavachik, who is at SUNY at Potsdam up in New York, and a great writer, a great player, and I love that chart. Pulls a little from the music of Chicago, if you've noticed that or not, but and that's okay, that's all right. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna do, I like to write and arrange, and I've been very blessed to have success in publishing. I'm also the director of the jazz program for the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra in Dallas. We've been around for 50 years, the jazz program for about 5. And last year we did some arts, worked with an arts society, and we wanted to promote some Texas musicians, jazz musicians, through some concerts that we were doing for the public. And I decided to promote my favorite Latin jazz artist, Pancho Sanchez, and his groups. I absolutely love his groups. So I decided to write some big band charts, and this is one of the ones that I wrote. You're going to hear from Diego Farfon on the alto sax. Say hi, Diego. Wait for everyone. Wait. There he is. There he is. Ashton Hogue on the trombone. Wait, Ashton. Yeah, there you go. Good job. And for those of you that are dancers, this is a cha-cha boogaloo, if you want to know what steps to use. This is from David Torres. This is entitled Hey Bud. Hang on a second, sorry. Come on, Leo, smile. Okay, good deal. We got to document these things. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. How about a brass section back there? One of my favorite writers who passed away recently grew up listening to some of his music with a band in the 70s and 80s called Matrix, and then he's continued to go on and write very, very, very creative music for the jazz orchestra. So I'm really excited that we're doing this chart. You're going to hear on this from Mr. Cyrus Faulkner on the piano, Mr. Alan Sharp on the tenor saxophone. You're going to hear from Ariel Brotet on the flugel. You're going to hear from Adam Ioway on the drums. And you're going to hear from Carter Ishmael on the bass. I think your whole extended family's here. This is a piece by a gentleman named Fred Sturm, and he calls this Ascending. How about a hand again for the band? There's a lot of stuff in that show. The really amazing thing is all that music was created with just 12 notes. Oh, come on, think about it. There's only 12 notes. Period. All of our music, Western music, is created with just 12 notes. Why is it so hard? I don't know. We're going to do an original of mine, a ballad I wrote a few years back for another state near here. I don't know, are we rivals with Virginia? Kind of West Virginia? No? Oh, there we go. I bet I didn't write it for her, but I'm glad she's here. And this is an alto saxophone feature. It's a little different than most alto sax features that you're going to hear. It was written for the Mountain Ridge Jazz Orchestra in West Virginia, and the whole images of the mountains, how they, you keep seeing the rolling hills over and over and over, and it gave me the idea of distant ridges, and this gave me, that's the title of the tune, gave me the impressions for the melody and everything. And this is going to feature the romantic, melodic stylings of Diego Farfán. Distant ridges. No pressure. we've got one more to do. Thank you all for being here very much. I have a few people I do need to thank. Jeff Bailey, Michael Collins, for putting this all together and having the great foresight and to invite me. You know, that's important that they did that. Also, Dr. Chris Strange, who may have ruined his reputation by recommending me, but that's okay. I'm really glad to be here. Yeah, Dr. Strange, yeah. And then and a big thanks to this high school. What a great facility this has been, and Dr. Brad Kiesler, who is here. Give him a big hand for allowing us to come in here and do what we do. So I personally have a big thank you to all the parents, directors, aunts, uncles, friends of the family that drive these kids. These kids do not get to play like this just by sleeping, and I told them to do this, to put their music under their pillows. I'm sorry, guys, it really doesn't work. I'm sorry. But it worked, maybe it worked for them. You never know. But they get this way because they put in the hours, and parents see the benefit of hiring private instructors, and band directors spend that little extra 5 minutes with them here or 5 minutes with them there to help them solve a fingering problem or whatever it might be. And all of that combines to make kids that play this well. Yeah, and it does. And they should all thank you too. And I know they do in their own unique way. And I would just say that except for one kid, I've really enjoyed working all of them. I really enjoyed it. Just 7. I wonder who's that. So on this next tune, so about 22 years ago, I had the privilege and the blessing of publishing an arrangement of a chart called The Chicken. Written by a member of the James Brown Band, Alfred Pee Wee Ellis, English saxophonist, and then made famous to me, made known to me by a great bass player that is a role model for me, named Jaco Pastorius. As a player, he's a role model for me. And so I wrote this arrangement of this chart, and then I wrote it as a grad student in college, and it wasn't until numerous years later that I actually was writing for Warner Brothers, who put the album out, who then was like, hey, we'd like to publish that chart. So we published that chart in 2001, and that chart went on to become one of the best 5 selling charts ever published. Just a huge blessing. It still sells crazy every year. It's just one of those tunes. It's a funk tune. It's a lot of fun. Everybody seems to enjoy it, and it brings out the best. Well, success breeds imitation. And so the publisher came back the next year and said, we'd like you to write another chicken chart. So I wrote Tastes Like Chicken, which was kind of like the chicken, but for a younger audience, a little less demanding in the range and so forth. And that sold really crazy. So the next year I wrote Chicken Scratch. And I'm not going to go through all 22 names, because I don't remember them all, to be honest. Here's a few that I did remember. Hanging with My Peeps. That was actually a reference to a t-shirt I saw with the marshmallow peeps on it right before Easter one year. Feather Report. Yep, hey, I like the groans over here, that's great. I used to direct an ensemble made up of engineers from the Texas Instruments Company, and I wrote a chart for them called Modern Technology. Poultry in Motion is another one of my favorites. So, and it goes on and on. For those of you that were big fans of hair bands in the 80s, I wrote a tune called Cheap Trick. And it actually quotes, I want you to want me. Kids, you'll have to ask your parents about that song. You may not know that one, but your moms and dads do. Anyway, so we're going to do one of these, and this is named after the name after a famous guitar player. This is going to feature Alan Sharp on the tenor saxophone again, and also Ashton Hogue on the trombone, and some drum work, some very nifty drum work from Charlie Venemo. Back there on the drums. I thank you very much for having me here. Afterwards, I would love to meet any of you that want to. I also have to get to the airport because they're not going to hold a plane for me, but I will be here. I'm not going to leave that fast. But We've had a pleasure playing for you. I've had a pleasure being here. This is my tune entitled Slim Chickens. Your District 7 Honors Jazz Band. Will be appearing nightly. Well, a great group. Thank you very much.